Some of you may be aware that in the past, long before you were born, there were serious disease epidemics. The bubonic plague, okay, the Black Plague, and various other ones. And medicine takes credit for eliminating these diseases because they came out with vaccines at some point. And they say these diseases no longer exist, or all but don't exist because of us, because of medicine. That's not the truth. The data is really clear. If you can look at graphs, and the World Health Organization, if you search their website, has this information. These epidemics were already decreasing at the same rate at which they eventually disappeared from the planet at before the vaccines were ever introduced. They had nothing to do with it. What eliminated the diseases were advances in hygiene, garbage collection, okay? Cities didn't used to have garbage collection, so garbage was everywhere. Closed sewage systems, which didn't used to exist. There used to be human sewage all over the place. It's one thing. Elizabeth grew up on a farm, okay? You could grow up on a farm and not have a sewage system. It wouldn't be a big deal because you got 5 people putting waste out onto, a lot of land. You go into a city and you've got hundreds of thousands of people, even tens of thousands of people, leaving their waste in one small space. You've got a problem, okay? And the third thing that shifted, which surprises a lot of people, is zoning laws. Zoning laws prohibited people from living in industrial places, which is what used to happen. Factories used to house their workers because their workers couldn't afford housing because they were paid so poorly. So people that worked in factories got room and board, lived in little tiny apartments, but they were living in an industrial site where the air was polluted and the water was often polluted, et cetera, et cetera. So these changes are what actually eliminated disease. As a natural offshoot of that, people thought, we need to make sure that everything is clean all the time. But I've actually been teaching now for more than 2 decades that this insistence on everything being completely clean and free of bacteria is harmful to us. I wasn't even aware that the soaps and the products might be harming us. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about the fact that a healthy immune system needs to encounter pathogens in the daily course of life. That's how it develops and becomes strong and is able to protect us. It needs to be able to protect itself. When we keep ourselves free of these things, and then we eventually encounter them, the body goes, I don't know what to do with this. Okay, it doesn't have the ability to deal with it. So I think there's a couple reasons why it might be smart to avoid these kinds of products, at least for personal use. Build a strong immune system by doing crazy things like getting enough sleep every night, okay? Eating the food that belongs in your body, giving your body a chance to eliminate all the garbage as you are now, getting enough exercise and not too much exercise and activity, getting enough rest, pure water, sunlight. Meet the body's needs for these things and you maximize the strength of the immune system, and you don't have to worry about these pathogens. They're simply a non-issue.